So we are back live today for two shows. I hope that you guys will all find entertaining and likable and all that bullshit. But I hope more than anything that some of what I'm about to say kind of opened your eyes to like the reality of where we're at as a society, right? So we talked about a little bit about this the other day, and I think it's a very important topic to talk about. What's going on in our country right now is off. You know, it's very, very off, but it's been off for a long time. We're just seeing the manifestation of it now, right? So, day after tomorrow, apparently SNAP benefits are not going to get paid. And by the way, people, there's not going to be, I don't believe there's going to be some last minute deal. The language being used by both sides of our political bird that flies us towards authoritarianism with every flap of their wings is that this is going to be lasting, like that negotiations are going to be ongoing for a while. And you can come up with whatever reason you think that is, that the right is just unwilling to give free healthcare to illegal aliens because they should somehow, or that the left is just, willing to see people starve because they want to give free healthcare to illegal aliens. Like they would rather watch all of you starve than be able to, feed everybody. Like they would rather watch all of you starve so illegal aliens can get fed. Like that's literally where we're at with this. And trust on this. This is literally where we're at. The rhetoric about, the right, this is the right shutdown. The right unanimously has voted to fund the government multiple times. Just as a clean, let's fund the government. It is definitely the left that wants to add on, but also, make sure we have transgender surgery research done in Zimbabwe and feed all the illegal aliens here. So that's where we're at with that. You can check it out if you want. The 54 yes votes to fund the government and get these people their benefits, every single time. I believe 13 times in a row now. So let's be real of the reality of that. Now, that is not to say that the right is not just as much, at fault. We should be blaming all politicians right now. But we just need to take a look at the actual system that is set up. And this system was not set up by anybody that's like, well, by some people that were in office, but it's not set up by this administration, the administration before. Although the administration before this one doubled the number of doubled the financial participation in SNAP. I hope everybody's aware of that too. In the Biden presidency, the amount spent on SNAP was doubled. That's how many more people went on it. So it's by design. I hope everybody understands, because I want you all to imagine, and we're going to listen to a few takes on this, but I want you all to imagine like what happens to, animals when they're kept. Animals when they're kept normally don't know how to survive in the wilderness anymore. And that's what's happening. A lot of people are kept, and I'm not even going to go into the crazy, ridiculous videos being made by some of these people who are just they're saying like, well, if you're not going to take care of me, I'm just going to take shit. I'm just going to steal. I hope every one of you motherfuckers gets arrested. Every single one of you. And people are like, oh my God, you don't want them to feed their families? I do. I want them to go get fucking jobs. A big reason why there's a lot of, why we need illegal immigrants also is because Americans won't do certain jobs. If they were fucking hungry enough, they would. I mean, if we were a hungry enough country, people would not find any jobs above them. Right? When I was younger, if you wanted to pay me $20 an hour to fucking go pick cotton, I'm out there picking fucking cotton. If you want to pay me $20 an hour to go fucking pick apples, when I was younger, fucking, you have 80 hours a week I could work? But instead, we have a lot of people that are saying that they're going to steal, and I just find that amazing. Like, people have given up that much. Like, you are saying you cannot fucking take care of yourself. You are saying that you have been taken care of so much that you refuse to try to take care of yourself, that you refuse to try to be a productive part of society. And that's fucked up. We cannot function this way, where a lot of people believe that it's the responsibility of everybody else to take care of them. I've seen people be like, it's the government's job to do this. The government is nothing without the people. And that's not a true statement. The government is everything without the people, because we're going to get to that in a second. But that it's our money. Like it's wild, like wild, right? I will say this, that the government is also one of the reasons why I believe that they are not going to come to a resolution anytime soon, is because they're flexing on the people, both sides. Like both sides are showing the American people who's in charge right now. And they are absolutely in fucking charge. They dictate what you need to put in your body with the vaccines. They do. They have. Like, people want to pretend like the last 6 years did not fucking happen. It most certainly fucking happened. They showed their cards. They showed that they believe that they are in charge. Sit inside your house. We should have literally, and I mean literally, put anybody up, trump anybody who told us to stay inside, that you have to stay inside. If somebody tried to arrest you for being outside, we should have put those people through, the trials of what happens to a traitor. And we just didn't. And it just means, and instead of us, taking care of business, they just made a lot more people be a ton more dependent upon the government. And I've said this multiple times. If it comes between the people and the government, who do you think that the people that the government takes care of are going to side with? Wake the fuck up. They're slaves. They're kept slaves, and they are kept slaves because they literally don't want to participate in life. And that's a problem. Now, I'm going to say this really quickly. I believe in certain types of these benefits. I absolutely think for like a single mom or a single dad, like who for whatever reason is trying to do it all alone, I believe that we should have systems for society to help take care of them, because it does take a village. The problem is that instead of being grateful, a lot of people are in fact abusing the system. There's also a tremendous number of people from foreign countries on our SNAP benefits. Something like 43% of all Afghani homes in America are on SNAP benefits, like 47% of all Somalian homes. Like, if you're an immigrant of any kind, whether you're legal or illegal, you should not qualify for SNAP benefits until you're a full citizen. You should not be able to access our social safety net, our welfare system, if you are not a part of this fucking country. If that upsets you, I don't give a fuck. Oh, what if they go hungry? That's a them problem. I see no reason why we as a society that is based off of individual liberty should have to support people that came over here to take advantage. I don't. So if that upsets everybody, I honestly don't give a fuck. SNAP benefits and stuff like that should literally be for people from our country who need the help, as a type of safety net to help them get back on their feet. It should be a very, very, very fucking temporary thing. Very, However, let's listen to a few of these things. I found this one pretty interesting. This was actually the premise of not this guy. This was the premise of this video.
Situation clearly shows y'all. I don't want to sound like I'm overthinking it, because I know a lot of y'all can't keep up, but this SNAP benefit.
A lot of people, and I just wanted to point this out, a lot of people literally cannot fucking keep up. Like, it's so wild to see people move night pieces, like think they're moving, chess pieces like checkers. It's fucking crazy.
Situation clearly shows y'all could not survive a world built off natural selection. If the government really stood back, if they just let everything go and let the world be who they want to be without them, y'all would not survive.
Nope.
Let's say they just only protected us from invasion of other countries, but you have to do everything else yourself.
Which, by the way, that is what the federal government is supposed to do. The federal government should protect our borders, provide common defense, and then protect our rights from the states. They should not be in any way supporting. They shouldn't even have the FBI. They should not even be able to arrest anybody unless it's a lawmaker from a different state that is trying to, in some way, take the rights of citizens. Like, they should not police us at all. They should be policing the governments of the states. That's their fucking job. We are the free fucking people of the United States, or we used to be. They should be bending over backwards to protect our rights from the state governments. That is what they were fucking designed to do. And we have just lost track in so many fucking ways that it's insane. We have lost track in so many ways that they are willing to take your money and give it to people that are not working when you're working hard, and just in abundance do this, and even to people from other countries. It's crazy.
Y'all would not survive the natural selection. You couldn't get your own food. You couldn't keep your own crib. You couldn't educate your own kids. Y'all would literally not survive a world of natural selection. Y'all response to the SNAP benefits is don't celebrate the holiday. Keep your money. Everyone's going to be affected because food prices going to go up. Yeah, but this is natural selection. This is how the world.
By the way, I also want to point something out. If food prices go up, that's another reason. That's another way our government is not taking care of us. Because technically, when demand drops for supplied items, the price should very much go down. Very, very, very much. And if the food companies or whatever try to gouge the American people, that's when the government should step in against them. The government should be on our side, not the side of theirs, not their side especially, but definitely not the side of big food or big pharma or any of the big industries. The government should be on our side against them, not owned by them. And that's what we're seeing right now. Like that, there's a reason why SNAP benefits are like 70% ultra processed food. You should not be able to get SNAP benefits on Amazon also. Like it should be like the produce and meat in your fucking store is what you should be able to get it on, you know?
Moves without the government, right? What y'all gonna do when all those wolves start attacking the sheep? You either gonna turn into a wolf yourself, you gonna follow behind them like a fox, or you gonna be slaughtered. That's how natural selection works. And there's one issue with just benefits. It's showing y'all that y'all are biting the hand that feeds you. A lot of y'all are against the government. You constantly protesting. You constantly talking about them. But then you turn to the same internet where you're bashing them and you're trying to hold them accountable to continue to feed you and put food on your table. They don't have to do that. This is them showing you we don't have to do a lot of the things we do. But they understand the benefits of who they are. And a lot of people take it for granted. You can't be biting the hand that feeds you and then turning around and talking shit about the person who that hand belonged to. It don't make any sense. Y'all have to pick a new battle. Pick a new fight.
I like it. We're going to listen to this guy too.
So this might rub some people the wrong way.
Not me.
So between inflation and food stamps going away for a lot of people, I do feel like maybe, just maybe, a part of the reason the United States has such a huge obesity and overweight problem, maybe food became too cheap and too available.
If you have the ability and access to get enough food to glutton yourself to a point of disproportionate societal burden, food's too easy. Listen to what this man's saying, because this is insightful.
Maybe food, maybe as humans, we're not designed to have easy access to cheap food, affordable food. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing what's going on, but, 60 years ago, 70 years ago, obesity was basically a non-issue.
I mean, it's hard to argue, right? So I wanted to do a little bit of Q&A for a little bit, because I think that last statement was pretty insightful, right? The reality is that we have definitely made it too easy, like literally too easy for people to get food. And I truly believe that it is a massive hindrance on society, simply for no other reason than people just abundantly are overweight in our society. And everybody knows this is what I talk about all the time, right? And if you're new here, you can check my other content. I'll debate anybody on the topic of obesity, public health, COVID, anybody. All comers, all comers. Especially if you have an MD or a PhD in your signature, I'd love to have a conversation with you. If you disagree with me, I'd love to have a talk with you. If you have an MD or a PhD in your name, I'll bring you on live. We can have a nice civil conversation, of which I will probably point out how stupid you are sometimes. And we can go about it for public health, for obesity, for even healthcare, because I was a healthcare executive for a long time. And I just want everybody to understand where I'm coming from with this. I don't want people to starve, but people are going to. The government has shown us in the last, with this very thing, in the last 6 years, the government has shown us that they are in charge. We are not the constitutional republic of America, as long as we pretend we're not a constitutional republic, because you hear all of our politicians talk about our democracy when we are fucking not one. And you also hear a lot about how people are literally afraid of the government. The government should be terrified of the people, not the other way around. Like, absolutely terrified. There's no reason for us to have a CIA, for us to have a CDC. I mean, each state should have its own CDC. Each state should have its own health policies, and they do. It is just layers of government that we do not fucking need, because the best healthcare, and I've said this a billion times, the absolute best healthcare, the best vaccine, the best preventative healthcare for anything, the best way to deal with type 2 diabetes is not to fucking get it. The best way to deal with Alzheimer's is not to fucking get it. The best way to deal with, COPD is not to fucking get it. Osteoarthritis, don't fucking get it. Eat real fucking food, not the food the government tells you to eat 11 servings of, ultra processed foods. The government clearly wants you fat, sick, weak, and dependent upon them. If you don't think they want you fat, sick, weak, and dependent upon them, scroll TikTok and type in SNAP benefits and see how many fat, sick, weak people are dependent upon the fucking government. Go look. See how many people are dependent upon the government. And these people receive more than just SNAP benefits most of the time. Most of the time they're on 2 or more other entitlement programs, meaning they get free rent, spending cash. Like, I don't understand why able-bodied people have this. Like, I know that there's like people are like, well, what about this woman that has 9 children? First of all, what the fuck are you doing having 9 children by different, like, if you have 9 kids by the same man, or by 2 men or 3 men, 4 men, 5 men, and you're taking care of your kids, fine. But if you have been on public assistance since kid 2, you should not be having any more fucking kids. It's completely irresponsible. What the fuck's wrong with you? If you are morbidly obese, the term morbidly obese SNAP recipient should not be a thing. It should disqualify you. If you're morbidly obese, not only should that disqualify you from any government entitlement program, but it should disqualify you from getting insurance. I'm sorry, but reality has to come back to existence. Us accepting people being 300 pounds when they are clearly burdening society, is unacceptable, yet alone to be giving these people the money to buy the food and access to buy the food that is clearly killing them. I would argue that is the government harming the population. Absolute harming the population. It might be the hardest thing to deal with, but at some point in time, the Band-Aid just needs ripped off. We should not allow this anymore. By the way, I also wanted to point out, where are all the fucking churches? If SNAP benefits are going away, how come every church in fucking America hasn't been like, hey, this is what we're here for. We're supposed to take care of the people. Where the fuck are all the churches right now? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing them go into their coffers, because they're part of the fucking system too. And I'm not knocking on your religion. I'm not knocking on you being religious. Be religious. Pray. Do what you want to do. But To think that organized religion at this point is on your side or even on the side of your religion is completely ridiculous. The very second that churches start endorsing fucking political candidates, you guys should have just fucking jumped ship and just started praying from home. The very second that the Vatican is its literally own fucking country, basically, with its literally own fucking security, almost military, and that is, it's just fucking wild that people haven't seen this. Churches are underfunded and lose parishioners across and losing the parishioners across the board. They shouldn't be funded at all. I mean, that's my point, you know? They should, since they're all tax exempt for some reason. Yeah, like that's another thing too. Like, earn your tax exempt status right now. You know, needing SNAP while obese is crazy. They stored up all that food for winter. Now don't want to hibernate. Fucking love it, kid. Fucking so smart. What a smart kid. Yeah, the Mormon Church is allegedly the richest, yet many other congregation is on welfare. They don't take care of people. It's a business. They've like, this is another thing too, right? So let's just put this out here, right? I saw somebody else say that there is a bill right now where in front of the Supreme Court or something like that, where they might reverse same-sex marriage. Which, if you have a problem with same-sex marriage, that means you are thinking about what other people do that are of a different thing than you. Like, if you're heterosexual and you have a problem with Bob and Tom getting married, why are you picturing what Bob and Tom do? I don't know. It's always been weird to me. I know this sounds crazy because I'm old as dirt compared to most of you people, but we didn't have these fucking problems. You know what happened when a bunch of gay guys got on stage? People fucking clapped because it was normally Queen or Elton John or, well, Eminem. Let's be real. Because, dude, gay. Eminem's gay. Everybody realizes this, right? So, and there's no problem with that at all. But let's be real. The government should not be able to tell you who you're allowed to marry fucking anyway. What business is it of theirs? How is it the government's business on who you fucking marry? Why do you have to register and get a license from the fucking government to get married? Why? What business is it of theirs? How is that not an infringement upon your privacy? This is my point, right? SNAP benefits, government assistance, government intervention, it is not natural selection. It is absolutely not natural selection. And natural selection is an important part of human evolution. It's an important part of every bit of evolution. We are suspending natural selection. And I know that this sounds horrible because this is why people get so pissed at me, because I can't stop saying the real shit. But I'm going to let everybody know, like, yes, more people might die if we let natural selection naturally select. But it's a way to bring down everybody. The government uses people that need SNAP benefits as a linchpin on everybody else, being like, well, these people need your help. You have to help them. We have to help them. What do you want to have them starve? Well, they've basically built this to the point, and I've seen other people, pontificate on this, is that it's going to be a major hit to the grocery stores. That shouldn't fucking happen. That means prices are artificially inflated due to SNAP benefits. Does everybody understand that? That means that by the government giving people on SNAP benefits all this money to inflate the demand of foods, that means they're artificially inflating the price of fucking food. Get there motherfucking faster, people. Fucking get there. I don't understand how people don't grasp this, right? The problem is all of it. The problem is the government is involved in your healthcare. They're involved in insurance. You know what we should have? No fucking insurance. If we didn't have insurance companies, do you know how inexpensive healthcare would get quickly? And anybody trying to say like, oh, well, then people wouldn't have healthcare. You can go pay out of pocket right now. Do you know what happens when you pay out of pocket? You pay less normally. And very frankly, if then we made it so that the healthcare industry had to operate just like any other industry and tell you what the price is going to be before they give you the fucking treatment, before they give you the fucking service, that would change a lot of shit too. I mean, you're writing your thesis on medical stockpiling. Is it? There's not, and I don't know you. I don't know this person at all. But Sisson Concaro 1980, I hope I got that right. Tell me, in doing your thesis, tell me that you have not openly seen how the fucking medical industry and healthcare industry is just entirely fucking corrupt. Like, tell me there's not a way possible to investigate that industry and not realize that it is completely fucking corrupt to the core. It has nothing to do with your health. Nothing. Like, literally, they do not give a fuck if you're actually healthy. They would prefer you be sick. They would prefer you be sick. It is not a possibility in any way to think that they don't. If stores don't sell the inflated foods, they reverse course and raise all items for holidays to offset the loss. Possible. But if people just don't buy this shit, they just don't buy this shit, you know? When I paid out of pocket for an MRI, it was half the price compared to as if I had my insurance. And that's normally how it is. Very normally. Do you know that the average American spends like $20,000 on healthcare and doesn't access it barely at all? Like, the average American, we live in a country where people pay like anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a year for health insurance and are too afraid of the bill they would get if they actually need to access healthcare. Because you pay $20,000 and then that doesn't get, you don't get any insurance until you come out of your pocket another five or 10 for your copay, right? For your deductible. It's fucking insane. Like, it's insane. It's a system set up to just take your money and spread it to the people that they can bill like a motherfucker. So it's just what I wanted to, I just wanted to point out a few things about this, because very honestly, SNAP benefits, taxpayer funded healthcare, even insurance, like regulated insurance premiums from the government, they're all stopping natural selection from actually happening. Here's what would happen. And this is just reality. If we stop subsidizing people's illness that they inflict upon themselves, like if obesity treatments had to be treated all out of fucking pocket, like Ozempic, your diabetes medication if you're type 2, because type 2 diabetics 9 times out of 10 or 95 times out of 100, you gave yourself type 2 diabetes. You should have to pay for that shit out of your own fucking pocket. If that were to happen, if people would all of a sudden realize that they would face the consequences of their fucking actions, people would get healthier by default, because they wouldn't be able to afford either the healthcare they need to stay alive or the food that they were eating to keep them sickly. I know people don't want to admit it, but this is the actual truth. The programs we have set up right now are designed to keep people fat, sick, weak, and dependent upon the government. And I will argue that with anybody. So, and this is the person that was, I'm looking at it from a European perspective, with the U.S. being my case study. Wild. It's got to be insane to you how our healthcare system works. Very honestly, I would love to have a conversation with you about it at some point in time. But church food banks ask for a copy of your recent tax forms and social security numbers to make sure you're qualified just to get a box of food. What do they do with it? That seems suspicious as fuck to me. But listen, I got to run because we have one more video to do. Everybody, just jump on to the next one. We'll see you in just a second. Goddamn.